Happy Malachi Monday, everybody. I'm coming to you with a Malachi update because we don't really do these very often, because if you remember, Malachi, along with Skeeter, was adopted. Actually, Skeeter was being boarded with us, and then Malachi and Skeeter fell in love, so then he was adopted. And luckily for us, Malachi and Skeeter both still come to Save a Fox fairly frequently for a visit, because I'm very attached to my Mal pal Malachi, my guy Malachi. Following Save a Fox, you know that Malachi's always had kind of some like allergy issues, a lot of stuff coming out his nose, or we assumed it was allergy issues or upper respiratory, or we weren't exactly sure, but we kept bringing him to the vet and telling them the symptoms that he was having, the trouble breathing and the sneezing and the nose snots, and we got medications all the time, and nothing just seemed to like work really well. So finally, during this last visit with Malachi with us, we just noticed like how much his respiratory problems were affecting his like dental hygiene, and they were affecting like his weight, and we were like, okay, we need to get this figured out. What is going on with Malachi? So we took him up, or Mary, our animal care assistant, took him up to the University of Minnesota to get a CT scan. And first I'm going to show you a video of how Malachi usually is when I interact with him, what his like snotty nose and everything looks like. And then we're going to go into the video of him going to the university. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you, Mary, our animal caretaker, for taking Malachi and taking this video. And also, please donate, because this was like $4,000. And Save a Fox wants to, of course, cover it as well as we can, because Malachi was originally our fox and he was a rescue, so I think it's our responsibility to try to help as much as we can with our foxes that get adopted out. So please consider donating to help Malachi, and we are really happy with the outcome of this. Oh, you got snots. Oh no. It feels so bad you got the snots. May I help?
Yeah, I think from a respiratory standpoint,
I think I agree. I think he's nervous enough too that I think the 5 is appropriate.
Oh no, it's okay.
The 2 on the ketamine, I think will probably be okay, since we look at Toro. I was debating on if we bump that up a little bit, but I think we might be okay. Because, right, with the Dexmed, though, it's reliable. If they're really amped up, right, they can still override it. We don't want to relax the airway muscles too much, because you know, from the history, we can't really breathe through the nose, so we at least still want to be able to breathe through the mouth. I know. Good job, Malachi. Well, she's gonna go towards the back. Yep. Hi, buddy. It's okay, Malachi.
Good boy now. You're such a good boy. I'm not gonna wait for you.
Good boy, Malachi. And all of that can go IV, right? So
yeah,
just don't draw back, just stick and push.
All right, buddy.
The ketamine stings, just so you know.
I've got him by this
Okay.
I'm going to inject whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready, go.
All right,
Stick
okay.
and push. Good job, Malachi. Good job. Oh, that was so brave.
Oh,
good
boy, Mal, you
Good
go.
boy.
You're gonna have some wacky dreams now, bud.
I'm just gonna see if he's gonna tolerate me just putting this near his face. It's just oxygen. I'll just move my hands. Yeah. Good boy, Malachi. I'm just gonna see if, because he is like noise and sight sensitive, so I'm only doing this just so he can completely relax.
Alright, now. Just relax. You're gonna go for sleepies. You have a nice nap. So the times he's turned purple has been with muzzles?
Yeah,
only,
where
or
we
have there
had
been any other?
his gums have gone purple. Just so we had to treat a laceration he managed to get on his leg at one point, and so one of us had to restrain him, and the other one had to treat, and we were flushing it. So just we've made a kind of makeshift muzzle.
Yeah.
And we eventually had to. We would just hold them out shut normally, but with him we had to let go, and when we checked his gums they were bluey purple, and we were like, okie dokie.
Yeah.
And he's always had allergy issues. He sneezes a lot.
He is breathing harsher through his nose right now because his mouth is not open, but he's not struggling at all. So it's good. Awesome. Nice job.
One of Malachi's catheters. And he's on a heating pad, so he just stays nice and warm, and then he's just receiving some oxygen as well. We always like to get vitals before we completely induce them, so what they're doing is hooking up the ECG for the monitor there, and then a blood pressure cuff, and then that's the contact just for the ECGs because he's got so much fur. Yeah. I guess that gives you then the base level so you can monitor for changes? Okay.
Yeah, we definitely like to see what they are before. I mean, he's got drugs on board now, so it's not like they would be when he's completely awake, but it's good for us for anesthesia.
This is the propofol going in to knock him out.
And then we just placed a pulse oximeter, which monitors his heart rate, which is this number here, and then his oxygen level, which is 100 right now, which is as perfect as you can get. So.
Good boy, Malachi.
Actually, no, you're good. Just letting me know if I need to adjust stuff down, etc. How's it looking there?
It looks great.
Good.
I don't see anything obvious.
Good.
I tried to be super gentle.
Oh no,
with
it's the tracheal mucosa is very.
Even if you don't hold, you can look at it too.
Oh yeah. I just draped over for.
You know,
Can you write down that I just gave him 10 minutes of propofol, please? Is that a good fit? Okay, yeah, let's keep that one then.
no, I should get this.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, got that head that's like, should we slide him back a little bit, or is it a good position up there?
I think it's good for now.
So what we're doing right now is just making sure that there's a good seal with that tube that we just put in, so all the oxygen and inhalant goes into him and none of the secretions go up into his lungs. We matched today, right?
I know, I see that.
We're matching
That's it.
Malachi.
Yeah, exactly. So what has he been doing that we're worried about?
So he has in the past been prone to upper respiratory infections. He was severely neglected for the first 3 years of his life.
Okay.
And he had one of the worst we'd ever seen when he came to us.
Okay.
So he sneezes a lot, pretty much year round. There does seem to be some difficulty for him breathing through his nose.
Okay.
So if we at any point have to restrain him where we need to hold his mouth shut, we have to be very careful how we do it so he doesn't suffocate.
Gotcha.
And his canines are dead, which our vet suspects is all kind of linked together.
Yeah.
Considering he's only 6,
Yeah.
that's pretty young to have that kind of damage to the denture when he's not a fur farm fox. So,
Right.
dentition even words.
That, and I mean, I'm sure he's got thick skin.
So I don't need to reload, right? Excellent.
But we're looking mostly at the bony structures on this window because it comes up in multiple windows. So as we scroll thing, you'll see bone as being very bright white. So those are the canines. And as we're just scrolling back, we're just looking through the nasal cavity here. Right here, this round circle is the ET tube, which allows them to breathe. Now as we're getting back, you're going to see the eyes come in. And then we're going to go through the brain now. And there's the ear canals right here.
Wow.
As we scroll back, now we're just going to go through the neck. So the vertebrae. And then those are the these are the humeruses, and then as we go back, there's the shoulder joint, and there's the scapula.
Wow.
And as we go a little farther, there's one of the ribs.
Yeah.
We can go back, and now we see the lungs.
Oh my goodness. Malachi.
Then we can do the same thing in a different window, and now we're looking mostly at the soft tissue. So the soft, slightly different. The bone is white still, but it's going to be a little more fuzzy. It's not going to be as crisp because we're looking mostly at the soft tissue. If you get in the skull, there's not as much. This is what's really helpful. Go through the eyes again, the brain. And again, this is why we give contrast, because it looks like a bunch of just gray, but as you give contrast, different things will light up, which I can show you. With the delayed one. So eventually you'll start to see little differences, and I can scroll a little farther. So you'll see little things light up. It could be lymph nodes, it could be salivary glands, it could be vessels, things like that. But just the works the different, doing the different phases. So this is what we call an angiogram, because we do multiple phases after the contrast. That's the scan, and now we wait for the radiologist to read it, and then the doctors will read it just to see if they want to do a rhinoscopy.
Awesome. Thank you very much. This is the rhinoscopy. So we have a camera of Malachi's nose.
This is actually kind of like a study too, so we will be a little bit more involved. Okay. Oh no. That thing always does that though. They're really hard to get rid of that laryngeal, like, nice, Molly. Yeah. I think the E2 was if it's still on board. True. Yeah. How long is it?
And they deploy a balloon that then has a stent device over the top of it, and they put it in from the, well, they would know better whether they'll put it in from the back side or from the front side, and then they'll make a hole and then open up the that membrane with this stent and keep it open.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's Jeremy's old stuff.
And my dad's line for some reason.
We just didn't need it.
Because we're too
It's actually
good
from
at
upstairs
ourselves.
too, it's not from down here, so we have to waste it up there.
Probably have to put a graphic content warning on this.
Yeah, people who don't like blood, yeah.